Good evening and welcome to a special edition of BTL Bass Talk Live, where tonight we're doing a little bit of a special show. If you guys follow the bass fishing community, the Baster Open EQs, anything in professional fishing, you've probably heard of the last week of the Burghoff family. Not an ideal situation for what Miles went through going from, hey, I'm fishing the Bassmaster Open EQ on Okeechobee to 7 days later, him and his family now live in the St. Jude headquarters in Memphis, Tennessee, as their 10-month-old Rylee deals with neuroblastoma. So kind of a wild deal. What I wanted to do on BTL with such a community, I know we're going to have a couple guests on today, but I wanted to bring Miles in for an update. If you guys follow Miles Sonar Burghoff's YouTube channel, dude, he's a fishing guy who kind of has kept family separate and has had to kind of involve family in the fishing YouTube channel. So I ran this by Miles. I said, hey, I wanted to do a special kind of a short BTL show to kind of draw attention to this, to get the word out. There's a lot of other anglers. We'll have them on, Matt, Stefan, Joey, Nania, a lot of other anglers and people in the fishing community you fish who are in the industry have done a lot to kind of raise awareness about that. Just wanted to do my part with BTL and have that. So roaming the parking lots of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee, which quite honestly is, in the circumstances that Miles is no better place he'd rather be. There's Miles Burghoff right there. Miles cannot comprehend what the past 7 days has been like for the Burghoff family. And quite frankly, I've talked with a lot of other people in the industry, super impressed with how you guys have dealt with it and the updates that you've been able to get out. So first of all, where are you exactly in St. Jude's right now?
So I've learned a lot about St. Jude's Research Hospital in the last few days. We got here Sunday, and I barely knew anything. We got a few calls before we left, and so I was planning on getting a hotel to stay at. In fact, the Bass Pro Pyramid was down the road, so I was like, maybe we should just get a hotel room there because it's right next door. And so I didn't know anything about it, but one thing I've learned about St. Jude's, one of the many things, is that they put you up in housing while you're here. And so I'm in this place called the Tri-Delta place that is sort of like a hotel / apartment complex for just St. Jude patients and their immediate family. And so this is just one of the many just magical things about St. Jude. We've got, it's all gated in and all that stuff. So this is actually part of the entire hospital complex. And we couldn't be, feel more blessed to, have the opportunity to be here, for Rylee here at St. Jude. So that's where I'm at, man. I'm just roaming the parking lot here at Tri-Place or Tri-Delta.
For the backstory, you don't have to go through it all tonight. You've done a good job of documenting that for the followers, for people who are interested, on your YouTube channel. I have that link to your YouTube channel in the description here. There's 3 or 4 videos that kind of go back from a week ago to when this whole journey. Is it fair to call it a journey? I'll call it a journey.
It's something.
To when this whole
journey,
to when this whole journey started. A lot of, what does a day consist of now for you as you guys work through this with Rylee to get her the best care possible, and then I assume diagnose and then form a plan to go after this cancer?
So yeah, we are still in diagnose phase. We know that there's a tumor about the size of a baseball that's originated on her right adrenal gland above her kidney, and that is the size of a baseball now. I got to see it on imaging 2 days ago, and it was like, it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. Such a little body to have that in her. And we do know from today's imaging, we're doing all these different types of labs and imagings and biopsies. We did a a bone marrow biopsy today, and a something called an MIBG, and that essentially is a way to, I think it's some type of dye or some type of marker that they can see on their imaging, whatever they're using, to be able to figure out where it's spread. And so today was, we kind of figured that it had metastasized, but today we got confirmation that it has metastasized, and it's around her orbitals in her skull. So it's definitely, part of the bone structure, whether it's the marrow or, just the bone. So that's kind of what today was like. But every day, just kind of answer your question, every day here at St. Jude's, it's like there's like no hesitation with these folks here, which is another beautiful thing about this place, is that you are right here at the hospital, and they have a list of things. We have this app that shows us our schedule for the day. Today was a really rigorous one. Like I'm really exhausted today because we had 7 different appointments, and I'm exhausted. My daughter's definitely exhausted, but she's got to sleep all day too. But so it was like seven different appointments. And
Jeez.
some of them are shorter than others, but we got in at 6 in the morning, and we got out like 4:45 or something like that. So it was like a pretty long, rigorous day, but I'm thankful for that, because if you're going elsewhere, like you could only maybe get 1 or 2 different appointments in. I would, like, when we were first doing stuff in Knoxville, we did 1 or 2 appointments, and it would, take all day to do 1 or 2 different things. But here you can just, they just keep rolling. And so that's kind of what the day's been like. There hasn't been a single day yet where we've been able to just kind of, sit back and relax. But the weekends are kind of slower. So Saturday and Sunday will be slow, and we'll be able to, relax a little bit. And Riley's going to need it, because tomorrow she's got some big operations she's got to go under again. She's got the actual tissue biopsy we got to do, and some other things. She's actually getting a port, a semi-permanent port put in for the chemotherapy and things like that. And it's also a blessing. It sounds a little rough, and it is, because she's going to have these 2 leads coming out of her chest. But at the same time, it's a blessing, because she doesn't have to get pokes anymore if they need blood, drawn and stuff like that. So, and she's had too many pokes, man. That's like the hardest thing as a father to watch. In fact, we had the Wednesday after, when we were doing CAT scan and MRI, and sorry to talk too much about it.
No. It's your life, man.
Yeah. When I got back from Florida, I got back at like 11 after finding the news, drove straight through, got back at 11. We had to wake up at 4 to bring her to the hospital and she was already dehydrated because she was on antibiotics. And so she was just like, it was just running through her. Oh. And so it took 2 hours to get a blood vessel for being able to put her under for the CAT scan and MRI. It was horrifying. It really was one of the worst experiences I've ever had, because just seeing her in such pain and fear for 2 solid hours. I mean, they tried and it wasn't the doctors or the nurses' fault. Mm-hmm. It's just, she was so dehydrated, and I've got bad veins, so I passed that on to her. But they tried both arms, both hands, both feet. They even tried her scalp, and it was rough.
So now she's got the port, so she doesn't have to deal with that anymore. So one of the things that struck me, and I'm gonna bring your buddy Joey Nania in. There's Joey. If you can see Joey Miles, obviously at the Bassmaster Opens, typically in the mornings, if you haven't been there for a morning, Joey will give like a little what do you want to call it? I don't want to call it a speech, but just you'll have like say a little something about the day, and then you'll give a prayer. And then Blake Smith will typically do it one day. And for the past 3 or 4 years, honestly, like I hear it, I pay attention to it, but I'm you're thinking about your day, you're thinking about getting out there fishing. Joey typically talks about a family working together, says a prayer. Dude, it hit me at Okeechobee waiting there because he mentioned it that morning, and it was a day and a half into this thing, and we knew what you were going through, and it really hit home what's important in life, and to know how close you guys are, the history that you guys have that goes back over a decade. A lot of you guys have watched you guys in the front of a boat for hours and hours and hours together on the TV. But Joey, that had to hit special home, especially with as many of those, I guess, little sermons that you've given before blast off, to be able to talk about Miles, to have him on everybody's mind. And listen, like there wasn't anybody that was within earshot of you that wasn't keenly listening and understanding. And I think honestly, that was a big part of how well that whole day went, where everybody went, man, family, taking care of your family, working is really what's important in this whole thing, not coming in with 5.
Yeah, it was a different thing, and it does put things in perspective. Tragedy is something in this world we will have trouble, is something that the Bible does say. In this world we will have trouble, but fear not, I have overcome the world. And that's what it says in scripture. And so in this world you will have trouble, but there's a hope that's far greater than this world and than anything this world can offer. And I have peace in that. But these kind of things remind you of that. This life is temporal for all of us, and we don't know what's coming down the pipe. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, or 5 minutes from now. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's okay. We just need to trust. And so to have the opportunity to get up there and pray for Miles and Katie and for Rylee, man, that was hard. It was hard just because I love Miles so much, and I love Katie and Rylee so much. But it was just, something that I had to do, and it was important at that moment. And it does put things in perspective, though. Like you said, Matt, you get out there on the water, and it's the first tournament of the year, and you're wanting to go out there and catch 5 big giant ones, right? And we all did. But it just absolutely shows you what's important. Like, I'm not going to get mad about losing a bass. Like, how foolish to think about. It makes you examine yourself and your own relationship. So.
And it is, Miles. You've mentioned how many people have reached out, how many messages you have, and just being as nice as you are, you're like, man, I'm still, there's no way we have been able to get back to them. But also talking to buddies, talking to friends, and I'll bring in another one right there. There's Matt Stefan at his tackle shop. What type of stuff helps you and your family, through the course of the day? Talking to Matt, talking to Joey, that type of stuff, reading the messages. I know you talked about how much the overwhelming support from the fishing community, which is a crazy positive thing. If you can literally go on and find 100 negative things that are going on in bass fishing right now, and the comments and stuff. But this is, in my opinion, one of the reasons why I love this so much is when it comes down to it, 99% of the guys that are in this game, Matt, you're one of them. Joey, you're one of them. When someone needs help, we rally together behind those guys. And hopefully you feel that, Miles.
Yeah. I'm going to try to do this without tears.
I know I wasn't trying to make you cry. I was trying to make this upbeat, and then that turned into a not super upbeat deal.
I might be too exhausted for the tears right now. Yeah, man, it's been the wildest experience to get. I knew that I had like a great support system. Like there's a lot of people out there that love me and my family and Rylee, but I'm still blown away by all the support. It's actually been something I've had to learn to kind of accept, because I've had a hard time accepting, all the gifts, of messages, of advice, of donations for Rylee and all the prayers and everything. I've asked for a few things like Joey. I called him after that 2-hour stint, trying to get a vein, them find a vein. And I asked them to pray for Rylee, which I've never asked anybody ever to pray for anything, my entire life that I can recall. And so it's been an insane, insane's not really the right word, but it's been a humbling experience seeing how many people care about us and how awesome this sport is. I mean, it's the first time ever I have, even though I haven't been able to get back to every single person. In fact, I haven't even tried to get back to everybody on social media. Yeah. But, I've been reading everything, and this is like the first time on social media that I haven't seen anybody say anything distasteful at all. Everybody's just support, and it's all just support and just love, so it's truly amazing.
Matt, chime in here. I know you've done a video about it, talked about it. Just talk about the fishing community. Did you know how much power? I mean, we were talking about. I was talking with Miles about like having a YouTube channel on that, and you don't even think like you think about you're using it to like get sponsor dollars, and you're thinking about to like get your brand out and grow that. And it's amazing the power of the platform and connecting with those people that now can help Rylee and so many other families. And not just in this situation, this is just one that directly impacts Miles and that we know of, but man, there's a lot of other situations too that we can use. And you could use your platform. Joey, you could use yours to help people in need.
Yeah. I mean, the fishing community has really come together on this. I mean, I think everyone recognizes how great of a person Miles is and the family is. And from that standpoint, one thing I've always said about the fishing community is that we all have a common love. I mean, we all do it because we love fishing. And, I feel like this, unfortunate events like this continue to remind us how and why we enjoy fishing so much. And it really is because we have like a brotherhood. I mean, it really is something that's special from that standpoint. I mean, we kicked off the BPT event, and there's a morning prayer at that, and Miles was brought up there. I mean, he's fishing a different organization, but it doesn't matter at this point. We're all in this together, and if there's things that we can do to help each other out, that's all we can do. And in this case, if we've got, the way I feel about this is if we've got a platform to potentially help other people's, and in this case, I know it's towards Miles and the Burghoff family, but the reality is like we're just trying to bring awareness to this whole thing. I think it's pretty commonplace to know in the fishing industry that we've got a lot of tournaments that are paired up with St. Jude that bring a lot of dollars to St. Jude for specific reasons like this. I mean, and if it's in this case, I feel like there's a good connection to be able to have the fishing world help one of our own through St. Jude's, but there's a lot more kids out there that need the same help that Rylee's getting, and if we can continue to do things like that, whether that's through our own platforms or whether that's through a St. Jude's benefit tournament, whatever it is, I mean the point here is we're just trying to help Rylee and help other children out that are in the same need.
All right. A couple different things here. So Rylee, before she was accepted to St. Jude, went to what you did a whole video on it about how great the children's hospital was. She went to your home, but it was outside of the network.
Yeah. East Tennessee Children's Hospital. They were great. And so the way we ended up there, I don't think we even knew that we were out of network there as far as our insurance, which is crazy to me to have like a primary children's hospital in your area. The next closest one I think was Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Vanderbilt? I might be thinking of a different one, but anyways, I think no, not Vanderbilt, but anyways, it's pretty far away. And so anyways, while I was in Florida, the first trip that I had to make back to Tennessee was because And I was talking to Matt quite a bit during that time because I was really scared, and I think probably Joey too. And that was before we found out about cancer. But I drove back, and our primary care physician, who was awesome, that we would not be here and have discovered it so quick if it wasn't for her. She told Katie, of the two places that I'd rather you go, the East Tennessee Fish or Children's Hospital is the one that I would recommend. But we didn't realize it was out of network at the time, so we did a bunch of stuff there. Lots of imaging, lots of labs, a ultrasound, things like that. And so obviously that costs a lot with our crazy medical system that we've got, and the costs that you incur very quickly. So we don't even know exactly how much that is. I saw one bill for 20 grand. That's only one procedure. And so that was kind of our experience with that, but they were very good. I'm going to talk up St. Jude's here, but the East Tennessee Children's Hospital was very good.
So there is a GoFundMe that was set up on Rylee Burghoff cancer journey behalf. You guys update that pretty much every day, already at 125,000, but we're talking an indefinite. I mean, this is not a short procedure here. You can read about what the neuroblastoma is. There's a lot of positive things about it. It just is not something that gets done overnight. Yeah. So I will throw that link up. That link is in all of Miles's videos. It's also in the description for this YouTube video. So this is kind of a two-part deal that I want to do. The first one, and this video is if it is in your heart, if you want to donate, the GoFundMe account is a great way to start that goes directly to the Burghoff family. Now, the beautiful thing about St. Jude is once you walk through those doors at St. Jude, you incur no costs. And that is why they have the St. Jude Bass Classic. That's 25 years. It's raised over $1 million. That's why you have a lot of multi-million-dollar donors. They have an entire wing of that does nothing but raise money for cancer research and to take care. I think there's only 85 or 90 kids that are actually staying on campus getting treated right now. Does that sound about like a right number, Miles?
I haven't heard that. It seems like there's more. Let me tell you something about St. Jude's. This place is an absolute miracle. Like you said, they float. I don't know how they make it work, but they don't give you a bill here. They put you up in housing. We're going to end up having to get our own housing over here because we have to have our dog, Doppler. Mm-hmm. He's just part of the family, and he's going to be part of this healing process for especially Katie, but Rylee as well. And myself. I mean, I love that guy. He's like our first child, and we're not allowed to have him in the housing here. But for anybody that is, has their kid getting treatment here, they put you up in housing if that's the way you want to go. And thanks for that picture of Doppler.
Well, that's on your GoFundMe. It's very timely.
I don't even know what's on there. My sister, by the way, started the GoFundMe, so she does all the updates. I think she texts Katie, but anyways, and another thing they do is they make it so it's just a different dialogue that you have with the caregivers here. They actually inject you with hope, like legitimate hope that you can make your daughter or son can make it through. It's not just, giving you bad news. It's like telling you how it is, but telling you, hey, listen, this is what we do. And so the hope is a big part, but also just the support for the whole family, not just the patient. I mean, they've got a a place where you can get your hair done. They have a place where you can get massages. They've got this area where you can just rent out a room, no cost, to just relax, lay down, go to sleep or something in between, these different operations. There's so much that St. Jude. So I just want, if anything, to just let everybody know what a awesome place this is, and that if you ever have the opportunity to donate to an organization, this is one that you should definitely have on your short list, because it is incredible. And I do want to say just thank you to everybody out there that has donated for Rylee and for us and supported us. It means the world to me, and it means the world to us. And whatever we don't end up using during this long road. I mean, Katie had to quit her job, so there's a lot of things. The care we don't have to worry about because we're here at St. Jude's, but it's all the other things that are going to come up along this long journey that's going to take years and years, that are kind of the unknown that you guys have helped us kind of overcome and relax about. Like I'm not even worrying about it now because of everybody that's donated for Rylee. So I just want to say thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Definitely to everyone. Miles, I know you've had a long night. There's some different stuff with St. Jude. I want to definitely go over the Dick Hiley St. Jude Bass Classic in its 26 years and then chat with Joey and Matt a little bit. But, dude, you're wandering around the parking lot there at St. Jude. I'm sure Riley's sleeping, but you've had a long day. You got a long day tomorrow. Yeah. You got a long day the day after that. But like I said, I wanted to give you the opportunity to kind of get on. I know it can't be easy to give those updates, but know that, it's not, I think I would, at least for me, it's not like a passing thought. Like you're in a lot of people's minds and a lot of thoughts and prayers and positive vibes headed towards your family. I know that I've had some people that have called me, and like I said, like we're good friends. I'm not like friends like you are with Joey or even with Matt, but I know I've got people calling me going, why hasn't Miles done an update this today? Like, what's going on? What do they have? So that's greatly appreciated. Know you've got an army of anglers and people in the industry supporting you and your family along on this journey.
Yeah. Hey, and I also want to give everybody, I don't mean to drag this thing out, but I also want to give everybody kind of a little, behind the scenes story about how you, Matt, and not Stefan held as well, but Pangrac, you were the first connection that I had to St. Jude's, as you know. And I remember talking to a friend on that long drive back from Florida when I found out, I was on the warpath to figure out how I was going to get Rylee the best care. And then I was talking with a friend. He's just like, talk to Panger about St. Jude's. He does something with St. Jude's. And I was like, okay, I got to go. And then I called you immediately and you just were on it, man. And you got me in touch with Gretchen. And, even though that really wasn't ultimately what I definitely think it helped, but just
not to get Rylee, but just to have a system of what you need to do to make the first steps, because every parent goes, I would imagine, I'm not a parent yet. Joe, I know you are. Matt, I know you are. But I'm sure every parent goes, I'm going to do whatever it takes. But I hopefully what that did was just give you the peace of mind that you were making the correct step first, as far as contacting the right people to get the right things, to start that process as early as possible.
Honestly, that was the first domino, because I don't even know, can't even remember if St. Jude's was on my radar. I don't know anything about children's hospitals at all. I've never had this experience before, and I haven't really paid attention to it until now. So that was the first domino. So I just want to say thank you for that, man.
Well, that wasn't very much of it. It just started with me fishing, and I'll talk about that Dick Hiley St. Jude Bass Classic. If you want to donate, if you want to get involved, and you still want to have a connection with bass fishing, this is like the tournament. I kind of got involved 3 years ago and was like, hey, this is a legitimate organization. I know it helps kids. I was touched by some of the families that talked. And Miles, I fully anticipate in the next 2 or 3 years that you and your wife and Rylee are going to be on that stage as the keynote speakers for like the 28th Dick Hiley St. Jude Bass Classic, talking about how much St. Jude helps your family. And then you're going to go out and kick all of our butts on the Mississippi River.
You're just fishing for the tears, aren't you?
No, I gave you it out.
I am definitely going to be there, dude. I'm going to be a St. Jude's advocate for the rest of my life. Like I'm going to be promoting this organization like none other. And yeah, man.
So, all right, dude, go get some rest.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Love you, Miles.
All four or all
See
three. I'll
Yep.
see you.
See you, buddy.
All right.
Everybody
See
out
ya.
there.
Yeah. All right. Guys, that's got to be tough. Like I said, Joey, you're competing to make the Elite Series. You've been like a couple points away pretty much every single year. Matt, you're new on the BPT. Both parents of young children, really has to put things into perspective when you think about that, especially as well as you guys know Miles, but also very encouraging to see the fishing community rally around a genuinely good guy in this industry, who has been so good to so many people and is now just kind of receiving that back in return as he goes through this with his family. Either one of you can comment on that.
It really is cool, just to see, like you said, the fishing industry rally around him. And this is just the time where more than ever, we need to be praying for Miles and praying for Katie and praying for Rylee. And you guys know, I believe that God is in control of all things and that Rylee is right in God's hands right now. And Miles and Katie are right there too. And I want them to feel peace and comfort and hope. And a lot of the time you don't find peace and comfort and hope from the things of this world. I'm sorry you don't, but this is a glimpse of it. When you get to see the love of these people and the people donating and the people that care, this is a glimmer of hope on earth too. And you get to see the goodness in people. And we're getting to see that in the fishing community rallying around him and his family. And it's a special thing to get to witness. And I'm, obviously it was just shocking to get that news while I'm out there practicing in Florida, but it's just things are moving fast, and you look at all the blessings that have happened. Like Miles said, the way it worked out, talking to you and getting in St. Jude's this quick. It's wild the way
that's how they work. That's how it's set up. I mean, you're talking about 10 months old, all the way up to 18 years old. And that's the amazing thing about St. Jude is they have a process where, no one gets preferential treatment, but if you meet the requirements, you have a child that's diagnosed with that and go through the right steps. I mean, it's bam, bam, bam. And they've refined that. Since the inception of St. Jude. I would encourage everyone to kind of go look at the story, the history of how St. Jude came about. And it's a special place. And I really wasn't sure why I'd gotten so involved with it, to be quite honest. Cause like my second cousin had leukemia, but she kind of went through that process 10 years ago and now she's super healthy. I don't have any kids. I don't know anybody really who had childhood cancer. And then bam, it was like, man, it's amazing to see the actual impact. They all kind of started through that first tournament to where Matt, so you do about 795 YouTube videos a year, Matt Stefan. And I would like you over the next 3 months. You need to do one on the Stick Highly St. Jude Bass Classic because you have a lot of those northern followers. It's out of Wabasha, Minnesota. We have a tournament that weekend, or else I would encourage both of you to fish that tournament. I'm actually, if I make the final day at whatever that spotted bass lake we're going to is, Joey, where is that?
On the Cooser River.
Yeah, we're going to a spotted bass lake. So there's a percentage chance that I'll make the final day there. But if I don't, I've got a flight booked for that Friday night to fly to fish the St. Jude on Saturday and Sunday for the 26th annual. They raised over $1 million last year. I know there's 2 teams that have signed up strictly because elicited to BTL. They've signed up for that St. Jude Bass Classic. It's just the Dick Hiley St. Jude Bass Classic. You can register for it. The cool thing about that is however much money you raise is what your boat draw is. And it's on a river. So it's important. So you got guys that raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for this thing to have an early boat draw. But if you guys are team tournament anglers, if you're thinking of supporting it, if you want to raise money for St. Jude and combine your passion for bass fishing, this tournament in its 26th year with a banquet, Fat Cat Newton hosts it. It is, I've been to every single Bassmaster Classic and Forest Wood Cup that there was, and everything. This is a top tier tournament as far as the volunteer work that they bring out. It does have a great payout, which is side, but we are tournament fishermen. So if you can fish for $20,000, it's nice to fish for $20,000, which I believe is what the first place prize will be this year. And you get to raise money for St. Jude. this is a weekend you guys need to set aside. They're registering for that tournament right now at the Dick Hiley St. Jude Bass Classic. A lot of Minnesota, a lot of Wisconsin anglers. I would love to see guys pack up the boat and do a team tournament deal up there at Wabasha. You will not regret it, and you're raising money for a great cause. So you need to do a video on that tournament, Matt Stefan, because a lot of people watch your YouTube channel.
Yeah, no, I absolutely should. It is a tournament that I've never fished before. Schedule wise, it hasn't really worked out for me, but I can tell you, and one thing that other viewers can do if they do want to help out and can't fish it, is a lot of the teams, and I can help put people in touch with anglers, but a lot of the teams do like raffle type things to raise money. And I generally, I think I probably give the 2 or 3 different teams that donate some tackle and stuff like that to help them raise funds. So if there are viewers out there that can't fish it, but want to donate, I mean, it can be anything. It could be, fishing tackle. It could be a grill. It doesn't have to be fishing related, but a lot of the teams do a bunch of different fundraisers. They have a bunch of events like raffle drawings and things like that. They have parties to, generate money, or, they rent out restaurants or bars and that type of thing and raise money that way. So most of the teams are looking for donations to help generate some of those dollars to increase the amount of money getting donated. So that's something where if viewers are looking to donate something because they can't fish the event, reach out to me or reach out to Matt, and I'm sure we can get you in touch with some of those anglers.
We will have, I'm fishing that event with Adam Bartuzek, whether I have to fly up there the night before or not. We'll have a St. Jude's tournament shirt that we've done for the last 2 years that 100% of the proceeds go to St. Jude's. Also, I will be in Minneapolis at Giesenbrauer Beer Company on February 24th, Saturday night. We're doing an auction with the guys from the Crappie Chronicles. Right now, it looks like we'll be doing a live show from the Omnia Fishing headquarters on Friday, and then that event is from 4 to 9 p.m. I'll have Adam Bartuzek and the guys from the Crappie Chronicles on. A lot of great raffle items. We did it last year. A lot of BTL viewers from the Great White North came and supported that event. A lot of BTL sponsors got involved, and we'll be doing that again. I actually just talked to Kermit Parsons. He's doing some, he does a laser engraving, and he's doing some BTL tumblers that I'll have up there for that auction. Maybe some custom rods from some of our other viewers. Had a bunch of people that kind of were like, hey, can I donate anything to go to Miles? That would be a great spot for that event. So kind of 2 ways to donate: the GoFundMe account directly to the Burghoff family. You kind of talked with Miles on what it is. And then secondary, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. If you could do one to the Burghoff family and a small one to that, dude, 100%, your money's going to the right place. So
that's
anything else, Joey?
Yeah, I hope that this is it's amazing. It's an amazing thing to use our platforms for good. And I hope that this leads to more people doing that. We do have an audience, and we have people that look up to us, and we need to be encouragers, and we need to be using our platform. Like I said, use it for good. So it's a challenge to me, and I'm sure it is to you guys too. And keep on spreading that love. And so it's a good thing. I'm glad we got to do this, get together, and both of you Matts are doing a good job. Matt Pangre, I'll see you in Arkansas in a couple of days.
Yeah, that'll work, Joey. Thanks, Joey. And then Matt, thanks for jumping on. Like I said, you do a great job, great platform, and reach a lot of people on your channel. So I know you're good. You're both good friends with Miles, and man, there's just no good way to end it. And he's in for a long fight, and he knows it. But I did talk to him yesterday, and he did mention one time, hey, there's gonna get to a normal point here where I might be able to think about jumping out for an afternoon when she doesn't have any tests and get on the water. So
we need to drive up there and take him fishing. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And I'm sure, like I said, they're working with their dog there. If you guys are in that area, he's going through a ton of messages. I'm sure he'll get back if there's something you could offer. Hey, if you're in that area and a great bite somewhere within an hour of Memphis and could go pick him up for an afternoon, maybe in a couple months, that would be awesome. If we could get, Bad Stefan Fishing and Nania Fishing supporters and BTL listeners to be like, hey, dude, we got you once a week on 5 hours. We're picking your butt up and we're going to take you bass fishing, crappie fishing, something just to get his mind off it. Cause I know, I mean, dude, just fishing's the furthest thing from your mind, but it's also therapeutic. It's also healing.
Do you have Bill Dance's number, by the way? We could holler.
I do not have Bill Dance's number.
Oh man, I figured you did.
That's a Matt Stefan thing.
Got it.
Maybe you could bribe him with some delicious meat snacks to take Miles on the water, Stefan.
I'll do whatever it takes. If Bill wants a couple of cases of jerky, I could make that happen. I'd love to know what private lake he's got over in that area, because Miles could go out and have a good afternoon of healing at that point. Yeah,
I bet we could get Miles on that pond.
Yep, I'll give him boiled peanuts, and Matt can give him meat, and maybe I'll take him fishing.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
That'll work. Like I said, I know you guys have a lot. You're getting ready for the next BPT event, Matt. Congratulations on a good start to your BPT season. Joey,
better luck next time.
It is what it is. We both go into it. A point we actually fished. It's funny. We fished 30 feet apart or 30 yards apart for 18 hours, and we ended up 1 ounce apart in the standings.
Whooped his butt by 1 ounce. Everybody.
You know what? Just knowing you and how talented you are at where we're going, I would gladly finish within 1 ounce of you at Washita.
Thank you. That'd be great, man. Let's do it.
I'm ready. Would be. Guys, listeners, not a fun show, but I think a meaningful show. A lot of content in it. One of the cool things that you can fire it up, and the BTL family community always comes through. Greatly appreciate it. Both of you guys, thanks for taking a Thursday evening out of your time. And like I said, stay tuned to BTL for ways to donate directly to St. Jude, specifically through that Dick Hiley St. Jude Bass Classic. Kind of get a double bang for your buck there. It all goes to the same place, but you could support the tournament that raised over $1 million last year, and then also directly through the GoFundMe that is linked below and also on Miles Burghoff's social media. So
thanks for doing this, Matt. I appreciate it.
Yeah, all right.
Thanks,
see you guys.
See you guys.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. That's all we had. Wasn't sure how to go. There's not an easy way to go about a show like that, but thinking of Miles's family. Like I said, he told me, he's like, man, we've got so much support, so much love from the fishing community. So keep sending it that way. Any questions you guys have, if you're interested in fishing that Dick Hiley St. Jude Bass Classic, I'll bring that back on. That is the week of May 3rd through 5th, 2024. You can register for the tournament. Basically, what it is once we get the t-shirts out and things, we'll have a way that I'll have a direct link that you guys can donate if you can't fish in it, but highly recommend. I think Gretchen, who runs that tournament, just called and said, hey, we have a team from Kansas that's going to fish that tournament that kind of heard about it through BTL. And she was really jacked. She works her tail off on this tournament for the last number of years, and literally has nothing involved with fishing, has become an expert in fishing, is going to the Bassmaster Classic along with Katie from St. Jude. And they have dedicated their lives to raising money for St. Jude. So none of these kids and their families have to worry about money. So like I said, it is the Dick Hiley St. Jude Bass Classic. I'll also put a link directly to that tournament below, but a great weekend. There's videos out there that you can watch too that kind of highlights what that is about. I might actually see if I can link that on BTL as well. So that's all we got for tonight on a BTL, and we will talk to everybody on Monday. Thanks.